The female students of the Red Mosque have gained a fearsome reputation as a result of their vigilante actions on the streets. But when I go inside with Umair Hassan, their head teacher, I'm struck by the atmosphere, which is calm and ordered, in a total contrast to the way they take the law into their own hands outside.
I think this looks like a sort of a medical office.
This clinic has to meet the medical needs of 6,000 female students.
So it's actually very well stocked. And they've got cabinets full of...
These are medicines from the Hakim.
The women who treat the students, they're trained pharmacists?
Yes.
These ladies here.
They have all done medical courses and are well trained.
Hassan, if there is a young girl who comes to the madrasa, not only to come and study here, but to get social help in medicines, in food, you provide that to them here as well?
Yes, we provide all this for the girls who study here. The girls get all this free. All these facilities are for them only. And it's all free, no payment.
This willingness to help anyone in need is one of the reasons the Red Mosque is respected by the poor who don't have a state health service to depend on. This shop really comes as a surprise. It's practically a general store with everything from burqas to teaching aids.
So it has all the verses of the Quran.
The school can certainly cope with all the children's needs. It's more or less self-sufficient. But I wonder how long they could survive a confrontation if they were cut off by government forces.
It's a tuck shop. So biscuits, soft drinks, toffees, milk, soap, everything. It's funny because I've just seen here my children's favorite biscuits, and that was the last thing I would have expected to find in the madrasa here, which is incredible. In providing not only an education but full social care to the students here, are you trying to highlight what the Pakistani government is failing to provide for its people?
Our aim is not to show up the government. We work for what God wants. The government has no credibility and it can be thrown out of power any time. The main thing is, what does God want from us? We do this to please our God. But the government hasn't fulfilled its duty, and when it doesn't, according to the Prophet, the responsibility should fall on the religious leaders. And that is when they should take over. Now that the government has failed, the religious leaders will be able to take over.
These thoughts may seem logical inside the madrasa, but step outside and it's a different story. Tension between the madrasa and the government has been increasing over the last 6 months. But now, after the raid on the Chinese massage parlor, troops have moved in behind the madrasa.
Rangers deployed near Lal Masjid.
Rangers are army rangers, are they?
Yeah.
And that's where, just behind the...
Yeah, paramilitary forces. They have come here and they have, almost surrounded the area.
Quote, it has been decided to take severe action against the local Taliban in case of aggression and violence by them. That's how they describe you.
Taliban, they name everyone Taliban or Al-Qaeda. They have two names these days. You say Taliban, okay, kill them. You say Al-Qaeda, they have related to Al-Qaeda, their relation to Al-Qaeda. They just blame you one day that you are doing something for Al-Qaeda. No justice. Just to please America, they have been doing crime against their own people. They have been kidnapping their own people. They have been, killing their own people in tribal areas.
And even if you did support some of the positions or the idea or the feelings of whether it's Taliban or anybody else, you wouldn't hide it. You wouldn't be...
No, we are saying that we are against the system, and we want a peaceful change in the country. But if they try to suppress us, then it can become, I mean, a chaotic, and it can, I mean, in that way, it can become violent, and then we cannot guarantee that what kind of, I mean, whosoever have the power to, he will grab it. It can be Taliban, it can be whatever you name them, they will come.
But you know what your critics say of you. They say that you carry out some of your actions, like raiding the massage parlor with the Chinese women, like you know, taking policemen hostage, like shutting down brothels, in order to provoke the government to take action against you.
Whatever action has been taken, if you talk about the actions, what have been taken by our students, they are on those people who are according to the law of the land.
So in the massage parlors and the brothels and those kind of places?
Yes, they are according to the law of the land, they are not allowed.
Would you say tension is very high? I mean, at the moment,
it's, I mean, we can say that high. We can't say very high, but it is high at the moment.
Do you think you're prepared? I mean, if it comes to the police and General Musharraf deciding to raid the mosque and the...
We do not think of, surrendering, to just surrender before illogical and unjustified things of the government, because there is no justification to raid us.
The Red Mosque is just one of thousands of madrasas across Pakistan, but this one mosque has come to encapsulate all the key divisions in the country, between the secular, army-led government and the Islamists, and between the prosperous middle class and the poor. Tomorrow I'll be spending more time with the Girls' Action Committee of the madrasa, who've been organising the vigilante actions to find out what they want for Pakistan. In the morning, as I make my way to meet the Girls' Action Committee, it's clear something is brewing. I hear that some male students clashed with police and took their guns. As a result of that action, a gun battle has begun. As the police dive for cover, the Punjab elite force slip into new positions.
Hello, Ghazi, it's Rageh. I'm okay, Ghazi. How are you? What's happening inside? We're just outside. Okay, good, but call us back if you can. Okay, all right. He said he can't talk to us. So there's a lot of tension, and there was a lot of people talking behind him. I'm going to try and get closer, because, I think something is about to happen now. This is the main street where the front of the madrasa and Lal Masjid, the Red Mosque, are. And the entrances to the women's section and the mosque is just over there. But behind me, on the other side, in these buildings and in these sort of areas, is where the police and paramilitary forces have taken up position. Now, the danger is that with such a huge amount of people here, should anything just suddenly arise out of nowhere, and it could easily happen, people will be caught right in the middle of a crossfire situation. See, there's all the girls there. And there's a guy with a gun, he's just hiding, you can just see on the top of the rooftop sometimes if they come out. But if you see down below, that's where we were yesterday. Just there, and all the girls have massed along by the walls, the main entrance to their side of the madrasa. I was supposed to be speaking to the women's committee of the madrasa, and they call themselves the 313s, which is refers to the Battle of Badr in the Islamic sort of calendar, and in terms of the number of the 313 stands for the number of the Prophet's followers who took part in the Battle of Badr, which was seen as a sort of turning point in the rise and spread of Islam in the Arabian Peninsula. So that alone should give you an idea of their determination. And the extraordinary thing about the Red Mosque is that all the fighting and actions and seizures of police and brothels has not been done by the men. It's the women who've been involved in these you know, forced actions. So they would be as much part of what's happening. So I'm just looking because there seems to be a lot of movement.
More male students have arrived from their nearby madrasa to help protect the Red Mosque. The troops fire back, and there is an increasing amount of tear gas in the air in an attempt to disperse the students.
See, some of the students are rushing towards the military positions and stoning them.
Okay, let's go.
I think let's go. I think we need to. This is going to get.
The thick column of smoke is a grim sign of the worsening crisis around the Red Mosque.